Do you know what happens to your recyclables after they are picked up? If you live in Oneida or Herkimer County, all of your recyclables come to the Oneida-Herkimer Solid Waste Authority's Single Stream Recycling Center in Utica. After being picked up at the curb, your recyclables are brought here by a waste hauler truck. It first has to be weighed before it's emptied. After emptying, the truck gets weighed again, and this gives us the weight of just the material that was brought in. Inside the recycling center, waste haulers empty their trucks on the tip floor, where a loader operator moves the recyclables into a pile. The pile of recyclables shown here is about a day's worth of material that we receive, with the goal being to sort it all by the end of the day. The loader operator is also scooping the recyclables into a large drum feeder, which feeds them evenly onto the conveyor belt that brings them up to the sorting area. The recyclables first enter the pre-sort room, where sorters are looking for things like shredded paper and plastic bags, non-recyclable items, and any items that could potentially harm our workers or machines. In each sorting room, there are chutes that the sorters place items into that drop the items down into an area where they will be collected for recycling. After the recyclables go through the pre-sort room, they fall into the first sorting machine called the cardboard screen. The cardboard screen has a series of rotating discs that make the cardboard float on the top of the screen and then fall into a collection bin. The rest of the recyclables fall through to the bottom and onto a conveyor belt that brings them into the post-sort room. Sorters are looking for any cardboard that was not sorted out by the cardboard screen, and also any other garbage or harmful items. At this point in the sorting process, we are left with paper and containers such as cartons, plastic, metal, and glass containers. After the post-sort, the recyclables enter the glass screen, which is similar to the cardboard screen. Paper items float across the top of the screen and fall onto a conveyor belt while the glass breaks and falls through along with the containers. A screen catches the containers, the broken glass falls through into a collection bin, and the containers fall onto a conveyor belt. The paper conveyor belt enters the next sorting room, and the cartons and containers conveyor belt passes under a series of strong magnets that remove any ferrous or magnetic metals like steel soup cans. The remaining cartons and containers continue on the conveyor belt and pass under optical sorters that are set to detect PET plastic and HDPE plastic using different types of lights and lasers. The optical sorter communicates with the conveyor belt, which blows PET items like water bottles or HDPE natural items like milk jugs off of the conveyor belts and into their own collection bins. The cartons and containers conveyor belt brings the remaining items into the next sorting room. In the sorting room, the paper conveyor belt passes by sorters that are looking for any recyclables that should have been sorted out at this point, and any non-recyclable paper items like refrigerator and freezer boxes. The remaining paper falls into a collection bin. At the same time in the sorting room, the cartons and containers conveyor belt passes under two AI sorting robots, which work on separating different types of plastic. The AI eyes of the robots collect data and communicate with the arms, telling them where the items are that they should be pulling out for collection. The robot arms pick an item up using suction and then use air to blow it off into its own collection bin. The robots can also be programmed to sort out different plastic materials at any time. After passing by the robots, the conveyor belt continues past sorters that are picking out milk and juice cartons and anything else that may have been missed. At this point, we are left with non-ferrous metal items like soda cans and non-recyclable items called residue. These items drop down to a conveyor belt that is charged with an eddy current, and when the items reach the end, the aluminum items are repulsed off of the conveyor belt and into a collection bin. The remaining non-recyclable items fall down into a collection bin that gets emptied in the transfer station, which is where all of the garbage goes. At this point, all of the recyclables have been sorted and are now in their own collection bins. Once the collection bins are full, the recyclables are loaded into a baler and are pressed together and wrapped in wire, making large cubes that we call bales. Once we have enough bales to fill a tractor trailer, we contact our material buyers and hold a bid for the load. The load is awarded to whatever company bids the highest, and they come to pick it up from the recycling center and bring it back to their facilities so the recyclables can be made into new things. The authority does not receive any funding from taxes, so marketing and selling our sorted recyclables is one of the main ways we generate revenue to keep our operation running. Recycling not only helps the authority, but also helps conserve resources and protect our environment.